Jefferson County Court of Law number 2 is back in session. Next case is cause number 330-969. Case is style of state of Texas versus John Truman Henry Jr. Mr. Henry, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Mr. Henry?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Henry, you're represented here by your attorney Brian Lane. Attorney Lane, what is your announcement in Mr. Henry's case?
Your Honor, I am trying to do, I guess, two routes. I spoke with Mr. Johnson, we conversed by email. There's a couple of things that I am still in need of discovery. One was it is a DWI, so one's a certification of the officer to perform field sobriety tests. This is a breath test, so I was asking for the certifications and things that went along with the breath test at the jail. So I was respectfully requesting an could I please have one more announcement? Get with Mr. Johnson to get those so we can make a decision. The other thing is there's not much of a criminal history, so I was also going to request pretrial diversion. So I was kind of doing both of those.
Okay.
So maybe, hopefully, if the court will allow me another announcement, I could know the answer from pretrial diversion and also know where me and Mr. Johnson.
Okay, give us, let me see, next pretrial diversion date, I think I want to say it's in December. Mr. Yeah, have him to keep that door closed, please. No, yeah, let's stand back there. Okay, so you're saying that you want to see if he qualifies for pretrial diversion and you want to see if you could complete your discovery.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is, I think they have the pretrial, matter of fact, they just had a pretrial diversion yesterday.
Oh,
And
good.
so they do it every other month.
Oh,
And
they
so
do
the
that.
next one is gonna be in December.
Yes,
And
sir.
so what we'll do is reset this a week after that. So they usually hold it in the first week of December. So we're gonna do this, we're gonna reset the case for the second week of December.
Yes, sir.
And if he is, signed in for pretrial diversion, that the state normally dismisses the case the next day.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Thank
but
you.
if not, then we'll have to reset it again until, because sometimes you may not be able to find out from the district attorney's office right away whether or not he's been accepted or rejected.
Yes, sir.
So we'll reset it second week in December. Give us a reset date.
December 12th.
Okay, so this case will be reset to December 12th of 2022. Mr. Henry, your attorney is going to sign for your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
You too.
And thank you. And Mr. Lane, I think this is your last case.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that correct? You'll be free to go as well and you have a blessed day.
Good to see you, Judge.
Thank you.
Mr. Thank you.
You can sign, Mr. Holmes.
Alfred, this U.S. Supreme Court, I think it's Alfred. But
Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session.
Yeah.
Court is in session and calls number 332-570. Mr. Lawrence, would you please have a seat? I'm in the session on another case. Would you please have a seat?
Oh,
Okay, would you please have a seat?
yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Next case is cause number 332-570. Case is style of state of Texas versus Shontaria Janae Mitchell. We have Ms. Mitchell appearing via Zoom. Ms. Mitchell, you can take your mic off of mute. How are you doing, Ms. Mitchell?
Good.
That's good. Now, Ms. Mitchell, you're here represented by your attorney, Joel Vasquez. Attorney Vasquez, how are you doing?
Good, Your Honor. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Now, Ms. Vasquez, what's your announcement in Ms. Mitchell's case?
Your Honor, Mr. Lamar Johnson just informed me that Ms. Mitchell was accepted into the pretrial diversion program. So we will try and get that done. I think the court said the next signing was December.
Right. I think y'all have to contact, is it probation or whoever? They usually send you a letter and they tell you who to contact. And you
Yes, sir.
contact them and they'll put you on the list if they're not full for the next available date, which is in December.
I believe we can get it done then, Your Honor.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to reset this case to the second week.
December 12th.
In December, this case is going to be reset to December 12th of 2022. And Ms. Mitchell, your attorney and your bondsman will be given notice of your reset date, which is December 12th of 2022. Now, your attorney is also gonna, if you get into pretrial diversion, your attorney is gonna give you a date for pretrial diversion as well. Those are two different dates. So basically, if you get a date for pretrial diversion, you have to go to that pretrial diversion sign up. And if you get a date for the court, you have to come to the court on the court date as well, unless your attorney tells you otherwise. That is, normally, once you get in the pretrial diversion program, the state usually dismisses the case the next day. And so with that in mind, if you get into the program, they'll dismiss the case, your attorney will tell you that, and so you will not have to show up on the 12th. But if you have not signed up and you have not gotten into the program in December, then you have to show up to court on December 12th. And just stay in contact with your attorney. Your attorney will explain that to you. And make sure you stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman because they have your court dates. Now, Ms. Mitchell, this will conclude your case. You're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Can we change that December the 12th, or that's the only day that y'all can schedule it for?
Well, we can, let's give another date on besides December the 12th.
I have class that morning. I'm in college.
Okay. And is there any particular day of the week that's best for you that will not interfere with your classwork?
No, sir, it's just not Monday mornings. Any other day that week, just not Monday.
Okay.
The 14th.
Okay, we're gonna reset it for December the 14th, which is a Wednesday.
Okay.
All right?
For 9 a.m., right?
Yes.
Okay.
And you could appear in person or you could appear by Zoom. Stay in contact with your attorney. Ms. Mitchell, you're free to go. And you have a blessed day. Make sure that you take care of your studies. Okay, that's very important.
Yes, sir.
All right, you have a blessed day.
You too.
And Ms. Vasquez, your reset will be sent to you. I think this is your only case. You'll be free to go as well. And you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor. You too.
You're welcome. Next case is cause number is 330-986 and cause number is 330-988. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Bailey Nicholas Perry. Mr. Perry, would you please come forward? For the record, is your name, your full name, Bailey Nicholas Perry? How are you doing, Mr. Perry? I'm doing fine, thanks for asking, Mr. Perry. You're represented in your case by your attorney, Ryan Matuska, who is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Matuska, how are you doing?
Good morning, Your Honor. Good to see you.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Matuska, what is your announcement in Mr. Perry's cases?
Your Honor, Mr. Johnson is willing to offer Mr. Perry a year of probation and a forfeiture. I just would like to give Mr. Perry an option if he wants to set this for a plea next week, or I could maybe get to the courtroom by 11:30 today, whichever is best for him. We did discuss that possibility, so I wanted to give him that option.
Okay, so you're available next week? I think he said either today or next week. So you would like to have it reset to next week as opposed to today?
Yes, sir, Your Honor, for a plea, and whatever's convenient for the court is fine with me.
Okay, give us a reset date for a plea next week.
October 14th.
Okay, Mr. Bailey, Perry, first name is Bailey. Mr. Perry, your cases will be reset until next week, October 14th at 9 a.m. Our court coordinator is going to give you a reset. Stay in contact with your attorney, your bonds. You're going to stand on the forex. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Matuska, your resets will be sent to you. You'll be free to go and you have a blessed day as well and have a safe trip.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Excellent to your attorney.
This is cause number 326168. Case is style of state of Texas versus Joseph Leon Hernandez. Mr. Hernandez, is that your full name? Mr. Hernandez, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Hernandez, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hernandez, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Hernandez?
Very good. How are you?
Okay, I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Now, Mr. Hernandez, you're here represented by your attorney Jack Lawrence. Attorney Lawrence, how are you doing?
Just fine, Your Honor.
That's good. Now, Mr. Hernandez, I have before me an information that has been filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. This information alleges that on or about February 2nd of 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of criminal trespassing. Mr. Hernandez, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Sir.
And to discharge Mr. Hernandez, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
I plead no contest because I wish not to fight this charge.
Okay, Mr. Hernandez, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Mr. Hernandez, do you recognize this document?
As far as I can see, I can't see.
Okay, you could come up a little closer to see it if you'd like to.
Okay.
You recognize that document?
That's the one.
Okay, you can stand right there. I gotta go to the other pages as well. Now, Mr. Hernandez, on page 2 of this same document, there are a set of initials that's on a line next to a box that's checked nolo contendere, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of this same document, Mr. Hernandez, there is a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
There are 2 boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes.
The second box states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have the discovery certification? Anybody have that?
I don't know if we have that yet.
Okay, you need to fill out a discovery certification, so we'll give you time to do that. Gibbs County Court of Law is back in session in clause number 32616A, case of South State of Texas versus Joseph Leon Hernandez. Mr. Hernandez was previously sworn in. Mr. Hernandez entered a plea of no contest to the Class A misdemeanor charge of criminal trespassing. Mr. Hernandez, attorney, Mr. Jack Lawrence, you waived the record in this case. Is that correct, Mr. Lawrence?
If the plea's accepted, we'll waive the record.
Well, it doesn't go like that. You have to tell me whether or not you're gonna waive a record. If you waive a record, then we go forward. If you do not waive a record, we get somebody to do it. It doesn't-
As long as it's on tape, I'm fine.
Okay, well, it's on YouTube. You fine with that?
Is it being taped? I'll be fine.
It's on YouTube.
By record, you mean, by record means.
Having a court reporter, right?
We'll waive the record for the present.
Okay. Now, Mr. Hernandez previously acknowledged that his signatures and initials was on State's Exhibit Number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment. Mr. Hernandez also acknowledged that his signature was on the trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal. And he also acknowledged that he understood that this is a plea bargain case, he has no right of appeal, and also understood that he was waiving his right to an appeal. Now, Mr. Hernandez, I have another document before me. If you want to stand a little closer to see it, you can. Mr. Hernandez, do you recognize that document, this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's tied to defendant?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can stand back there. Now, Mr. Hernandez, before you signed and initialed these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes.
And did you read and understand everything that he went over?
Most of it, yes.
Okay, well, did you read all of it? That was my question, was not most, did you read all of it? If not, let me do this here. Let me give you some time to do that. So we need to make sure that you understand what you're signing. Mr. Lawrence, could you, we're gonna take a recess to give you an opportunity to go over these documents, and whatever you haven't gone over, you can go over it with it.
All right.
You can have a seat at that table right there. Morning. This is pause number 331726, State of Texas versus Olivia Nicole Ducote. How you doing, Mr. Ducote? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Cody, you're here represented by your attorney, Lori Perazzo. Attorney Perazzo, what is your announcement in Ms. Ducote's case?
Your Honor, we just need additional time to review the DVD that we have in her case. We have received an offer. We've reviewed the paper discovery. So one more reset.
Okay.
To be known.
Okay, so, court. Hold on a minute. Okay, now, Ms. Perazzo, how much time do you need on your reset?
Just 30 days.
30 days?
Your reset. Yes,
Give us
sir.
a reset date.
Oh, December 9th. Thank you, Jen.
Okay. Okay. Once you get your reset, Mr. Cody, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. And I think, Ms. Perazzo, this is your last case. You're free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, let's do this. Okay, court is back in session in cause number 326-168. Case is style of state of Texas versus Joseph Leon Hernandez. Mr. Hernandez was previously sworn in. Mr. Hernandez entered a plea of no contest to the Class A misdemeanor charge of criminal trespassing. Mr. Hernandez acknowledged that his signatures and initials on misdemeanor plea admonishment states exhibit number 1. He also acknowledged that his signature was on the trial court certification to defendant's right of appeal. He also acknowledged that he understood that that this was a plea bargain case and he did not have a right of appeal. He also acknowledged that he was waiving his right of appeal. His attorney waived the record. Now, Mr. Hernandez, Mr. Hernandez also acknowledged that this was his signature on the discovery certification. Now, Mr. Hernandez, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes.
That you signed it initially? And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the
Yes, sir.
best of your knowledge? Okay. Mr. Hernandez, Mr. Hernandez, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Hernandez, you, state, do we have I have before me state's exhibit number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment. And I also have before me state's exhibit number 2, the probable cause affidavit, which is in the court's file. State, you like to offer states 1 and 2?
Yes, Your Honor. State offer states 1 and states 2.
And Mr. Lawrence, you have any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
No objection. States exhibits 1 and 2 is admitted. The court will take judicial notice of the probable cause affidavit. Mr. Lawrence, you've advised and counseled Mr. Hernandez. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor, there is not.
Lawrence has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hernandez, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
Your Honor, in exchange for the defendant's plea of no contest in this case, the state is recommending confinement in the Jefferson County Jail for a period of 27 days. We're asking that the court give defendant credit for 27 days previously spent in jail, Your Honor, making this a time-served plea agreement. We're asking, lastly, that the court use the time served to both tax and retire the court costs.
Okay. Mr. Hernandez,
Yes, sir.
the state is offering that you serve 27 days in the Jefferson County Jail. Actually, you have more than 27 days that you've already served in Jefferson County Jail. According to the court's record, he served about 227 days in jail. I think you were in jail on a felony case, and that felony case was dismissed. Is that correct? And the court cost in this case is $402. Now, with reference to the 27 days, since you've already served 27 days in jail, you won't have to serve any more time in jail on this case because you'll be given credit for time served. The court cost in this case is $402, but you would not have to pay the $402 either because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court cost will be taxed and retired. That means that you won't have to pay it because you've already served your time. Now, Mr. Hernandez, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
I do, and thank you.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Hernandez, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Hernandez, this will conclude your case. You're going to stand on the X next to your attorney. You're going to follow the directions of our clerk. of the court clerk. Once you finish following her direction, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. All right,
Thank you, Your Honor.
you're welcome. And you'll be free to go as well, Mr. Lawrence. Bruce. Jefferson County Court of Law number 2 is back in session. Court is in session in 3 cases. First case is cause number 331256. Second case is cause number 331482. And the third case is cause number 331538. All 3 cases on style of State of Texas versus Natalie Diane Caron. Ms. Caron is appearing via Zoom. How are you doing, Ms. Caron?
I'm good, thank you, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Ms. Caron. Now, Ms. Caron, you pronounce your name Caron?
Caron.
Caron. Okay. Ms. Caron, you're represented by your attorney, Bruce Cobb, who is also appearing via Zoom. Attorney Cobb, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, Your Honor.
That's good. Mr. Cobb, what is your announcement in Ms. Caron's cases?
In all 3 cases, Your Honor, we're going to announce trial. However, there are special circumstances. We are going to announce that give notice of temporary insanity. And also, I was just apprised this morning that Ms. Caron, in one of her cases, was committed by Judge Brannick, and she spent some time at the pavilion.
Not to interrupt you, I'm not certain if Brannick was the one that signed off on it. I know that he was my foster parent when I was younger, and my dad was talking with him.
Wait a minute.
Mr. Cobb, let me do this here. Pursuant to Article 1.24 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedures, all trials and proceedings shall be public. However, pursuant to Lilly versus State, 365 Southwest 3rd, 321, the right to a public trial is not absolute and may be outweighed by other competing interests, such as interest in security, preventing the disclosure of non-public information, or ensuring that a defendant receives a fair trial. Mr. Cobb, are you requesting that this portion of the proceeding be closed to the public so that to prevent the disclosure of non-public information?
No, Your Honor, not at this time. That would depend upon Ms. Karan. Um,
Okay,
the videotapes may be evidence, which we hadn't seen yet, but I think there were some circumstances on it. She had some issues that I think the complaining witnesses were trying to get her help, and she ended up being arrested for trespass. And she spent time, and also too somehow at the jail there has to be also some records from the jail, the psych nurse, and I could check on that, but we may have to do redaction on some of those records. And there are some medical records that are maybe 20 years old that are relevant because Miss Karan has a medical condition that I think has caused this. And currently, she is competent to stand trial. I didn't see any evidence of non-competence, but I think at that time she could have episodes, and I don't know. I think the medical proof would have to be, and I may also consider filing a motion for under ACI because I think perhaps she may be entitled to get a psychiatrist to look at that, or we may already have the proof at Pavilion, but at this time I've got to access those records. So that's what we intend to do, Your Honor.
so what are you setting it for? Are you setting it for pretrial or are you setting it for trial?
Why don't we set it for pretrial at this time?
Okay. How much time do you need?
I think if you could give us like maybe 60 days, we could probably have everything we need. And I may need to give the prosecution some disclosures too. A member of his office, he may not be aware of this, probably might have access to documents that had a bearing when she was committed to Pavilion. So he might need to check with them as well.
Okay. Give us a reset date. Okay, this case is going to be reset for pretrial December the 5th of 2022.
Yes.
And Ms. Caron, you're going to stay in contact with your attorney. Your case has been reset to December 5th of 2022 for a pretrial conference. Ms. Caron, this will conclude your cases. You are free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor, you as well.
Thank you. And
All
Mr. Cobb, I think this is the only cases that you have on the court's docket.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're free to go as well and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor. You too.
All right.
Bye.
You got it. Okay, this is cause number 323990. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Justice. Is that Chevalier?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, how you doing, Mr. Chevalier?
I'm doing all right.
That's good, Mr. Chevalier. I think the last time you were here, I see a note on our docket sheet that you were to hire an attorney.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Have you hired that attorney?
Not yet. I wanted to see if I want to actually respectfully request more time for me to get the fee for him.
Okay, so you've talked to somebody?
Yes.
Okay, how much time do you need?
believe, 30 days should be sufficient.
Okay, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna reset it for 60, okay?
Yes.
So, I mean, if you hire your attorney between now and then, your attorney is gonna send a letter of representation to the court. And then, once the courts get the letter of representation, your case is gonna be reset again further out. They give your attorney time to get prepared for the case, okay? All right, so give us a reset date. Okay, so this case is gonna be reset for December the 9th of 2022. Mr. Chevalier, you're gonna stand on the X, you're gonna get your reset date. Once you get your reset date, you'll be free to go stay in contact with your bondsman because your bondsman will be giving you a reset date as well. All right, so stand on the X in front of a coordinator. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, too, Your Honor.
You're welcome. And this will conclude the calling of the court's announcement docket and the court's motion to revoke probation docket. Both dockets were scheduled at 9 a.m. on today's date. And the court does not have any bond forfeitures. So at this time, the court will be in recess till our next session. Our next session is scheduled, I think, on tomorrow at 9, well, Monday. I'm thinking it's, I'm thinking Thursday. Yeah, yeah. So this was conclude the calling of the court's announcement docket, motion to revoke probation docket and calls in County Court at Law number 2, Jefferson County, Texas. Judge Terrence Holmes presiding. Everyone, please have a blessed day.